Today you're going to attend the marriage of Karl Loxley's audio video with a visual that I have found, a copyright video that will take you on a nature walk of sunsets and beautiful countryside whilst you're listening to a masterpiece that has been covered by so many artists. Thousands of singers have sung this song. But Karl Loxley's voice singing this particular song, which is called Unchained Melody, the classic by the Righteous Brothers, I felt it's a Sunday, outside is so beautiful. This is the best February day so far. It's sunny, you can hear the birds, it's wonderful outside, and I felt this was the perfect marriage to put together for people just to relax for a couple of minutes, because I love putting audios with visuals. I've done quite a few of them on my channel, and I don't get paid for my channel. I don't get paid for my videos. I really don't. That's why I always say on my channel I have, if you wish to treat me to a coffee, and I'll take my orange because I have my breakfast in front of me, a cup of coffee. There is a link on my channel now that I've set up. Everybody does it, and I thought, well, why not? I don't get paid, so it would be nice if people wanted to treat me. That's up to you. Karl Loxley is somebody that Sir Tom Jones was in awe of when he heard his voice, and I'm going to give you that particular bio that comes on the website. Now, I've done it before, so I'll keep it very brief because I have quite a lot to get through. And it's rated by Sir Tom. He's rated by Sir Tom Jones as having one of the most theatrical voices he'd ever heard. And Karl shot to fame from appearing on the hit TV show The Voice, singing the famous opera Nessun Dorma to over 9 million viewers, receiving standing ovations from all the coaches, giving Rita Ora shivers, rating this performance as amazing. Amazing, amazing. And Karl made Sir Tom Jones' final 8 out of the staggering 48,000 people who auditioned for the show. And you're going to understand why when you listen to his voice. Unchained Melody, as we all know, by the Righteous Brothers, is a longing love song about missing someone and wishing they could be together again. The singer expresses his devotion, saying that he hungers for their love and is desperate for them to come home. He begs for the time to go faster so they can be reunited, and pleads with God to make his love come back soon. The imaginary of lonely rivers longing to reach the open arms of the sea symbolizes his deep yearning for his lover's return. That's what the song's about. Now, when it comes to the Righteous Brothers themselves, Unchained Melody, I'll just take off my glasses for this, is a 1955 song with Alex North and lyrics by H.Y. Zaret. North wrote the music as a theme for the prison film Unchained in 1955, hence the song title. Todd Duncan said the vocals for the soundtrack. It has since become a standard and one of the most recorded songs of the 20th century, most notably by the Righteous Brothers in 1965. And according to the song's publishing administrator, over 1,500 recordings of Unchained Melody have been made publicly by more than 670 artists in multiple languages. But it's superseded that figure since this research, trust me, because now in 2023, and you're going to hear Karl Loxley's version, you can add many more people to that list. After hundreds of recordings remade, the Righteous Brothers version with the solo by Bobby Hatfield became the jukebox standard after its release. Hatfield changed the melody in the final verse, and many subsequent covers of the song are based on his version. The Righteous Brothers recording achieved a second round of great popularity when featured in the film Ghost. If you've never seen that film, young people who watch this channel around the world, go to Netflix, type in Ghost and watch it. It's a family classic that never disappoints. It's absolutely incredible. Demi Moore, I can't think of the other male actors who recently died in the last couple of years. I can't think of his name, but it was incredible. And it's one of the top tunes in American cinema history. Karl Loxley now, and let's begin. Let's enjoy Karl Loxley's version of the masterpiece, Unchained Melody.
Time goes by so slowly, and time can do so much. Are you still mine? I'll be coming home, wait for me. Oh, my love, my darling, I've hungered for your touch.
What did you think of Karl Loxley's version? Wasn't it just absolutely incredible? I think that married very well walking through nature when you're listening to that, and I hope it calmed you for a couple of minutes. Let's get into the lyrics very briefly, and the lyrics say, verse 1, woe my love, my darling, I've hungered for your touch, a long lonely time, and time goes by so slowly, and time can do so much. Are you still mine? I need your love, Godspeed your love to me. Now we all know in the ghost film, the ghost comes back. Patrick Swayze, I've just remembered the name of the actor. I'm glad. And he puts his arms around Demi Moore. And it's a beautiful scene where she's making pottery. And it's romantic, it's sensual. And he's the ghost that's embracing her, coming from the past to say, I'm still here spiritually. When a loved one does go, we all feel like that. I remember when the passing of my ex-partner, I always felt, I wonder if he's still about. I wonder if he still is watching down upon me. And he was taken away in a car crash, and we were together for many, many years, nearly 15 years. I'm currently with my current partner, believe it or not, into my 18th year. We're 17 years together, and we'll be celebrating 18 years. But I still remember my ex, and I still remember thinking, I wonder if he's around. And you almost live, it's what somebody said one time to me when I was having a coffee with them. They said, CC, of course he's around. And when things go missing, how many people have put a set of keys down and they went, where's my keys? Where the hell are they? And they're looking for something. And then they turn around and the keys are back on the table, where they have looked for them, did not find them, then went back and retrieved them and thought, what? But I looked there. It's those kind of things that the spiritual world do. They play these little games. Or you hear a noise at a certain time in the evening. And somebody said, very poetically and beautifully, the spirit world, it's like, if you can imagine, the loved one is just around the corner, peeking, watching from afar. And how many people get the shivers down the spine? That kind of thing. And I thought, that's true, they're just around the corner waiting for you spiritually to join them, to take you into the Garden of Eden, as they call it. I just think it's beautiful. And when the lyrics say, are you still mine, I need your love, we all need that love. And I'm very fortuitous to have found it again for equally as long a time. The bridge says, lonely rivers flow to the sea, to the open arms of the sea. Yeah, lonely rivers sigh, wait for me, I'll be coming home, wait for me. It's very symbolic, the sea. We see it in a lot of videos where artists are underneath the sea drowning. And that's symbolic of drowning in their sorrow. And the sea represents the up and down situation of your emotions when you're missing somebody. And when they flow, it's the flow of your feelings, your emotions coming out. And they always say what the eye see, the heart feels. And if you are in turmoil because you're longing, you're wishing for that person to be back into your life, sometimes it doesn't happen. And I, for a long time, like a lot of people, I thought, how silly when I heard it. But you walk in the same footsteps of everybody else that grieves when you are wishing a text, a phone call, an email. That would be today, in today's world. But in my world, you're just wishing a sign of some sort. You wish you could hear their voice. You wish you could just say, everything will be okay. You're wishing for something, for you to move on emotionally. And they come, the signs come that they're listening and they're answering you, but we don't see them for the grief. Our eyes are clouded in darkness because we don't see the light. And sometimes it can be the simplest of things. And for me, believe it or not, how I dealt with my grief with my ex and the car crash and all of it was the fact that I remembered he loved a particular type of coffee. And I was in a particular area of Dublin here called Black Rock. And it's a beautiful place. If you ever come to Dublin, it's great to travel out to it. It's near the sea, hence the lonely rivers flow to the sea. We always used to walk along the shoreline in Black Rock and sit on the rocks and just talk along the pier about everything. And we had sandwiches and we had a flask of tea or soup, but he always had coffee. And it was that particular smell of coffee one day. I was in the middle of the living room and I could smell it, and I never made coffee. Long after he died, I never made it. And I could smell it. And I smiled and I went around the kitchen, checking the appliances, thinking, did I make coffee without even realizing it? Am I that in mourning? And I realized, no, it was a sign. And when I read that to the sea, that just brings back, you look out into the sea and you're waiting for that boat to come in, for that person to return. Sometimes they do. And we don't see it like I didn't, and they show signs, and others, they just don't return. It's life. It finishes, woe, my love, my darling, I've hungered for your touch. You do. A long, lonely time it is. And the time goes by so slowly, it does. And time can do so much. It can to your mind, to your health, to your well-being, unless you think positive. Are you still mine? They always will be, spiritually. Even if you move on with somebody else. And I need your love, I need your love. Godspeed your love to me. And God does answer those prayers. The love is sped to you. It's just in a different way. If it's not, because if a person dies and it's not physical, or a person's left you and you're still feeling that sense of loss and that sense of mourning, it does in a smell, in a touch, in a, maybe you hear music and it's reminiscent of something you both listened to. It does come back in different ways. And when it does, it's a sign for you to move on. It's the spirit world saying, now that I've given you this, now that you've remembered, please heal, please move on. We don't see it at the time, but we realize that's why signs are given to us, to heal us, to move on. So beautiful song. Thank you, Karl Loxley. I hope you've enjoyed it. Don't forget to comment and like, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful week, month ahead of you whenever you see this. Take care.